Okay, I have Kim Edmondson with me today, and she is one of the candidates for the Kootenai County Sheriff. And so we're going to talk to her a little about a few things and why she's running for sheriff. Thank you so much for doing this. Tell us a little
Yeah,
bit about you, and then also why are you running?
well, absolutely. Thanks for the opportunity. This is fun to look forward to all week because there's not a whole lot to do. So I do enjoy the opportunity. My name's Kim Edmondson, and as you said, I'm running for Kootenai County Sheriff. I've been with the Kootenai County Sheriff's Office for 28 years, and I've lived in Kootenai County for about 33 years now. I moved over from Spokane, where I grew up. And so, the big thing for me is I love this community, and I've been very involved in it in all the years that I've lived here. I'm active in a lot of different organizations. I volunteer a lot. I love every corner of Kootenai County, everything that we have to offer as far as the beauty and everything else. It's a wonderful community full of people that are unbelievably giving. We meet the top of every list as far as the best place to retire, the most giving community, the fastest growing in some of those lists, places people love to come visit. And I think they love this area for all the same reasons that, I do and my family does. Um, I've been, as I said, with the Kootenai County Sheriff's Office for 28 years and have, been a public servant all of that time with this organization and to this community.
Mm.
And I think that, through all of that time and the history with both the organization and the people in our community, it's just all of it's become part of who I am. I have grown up in both of these places. And so it's important to me that as we change, as we move into, the things that we need to become because it's growing so much here, it's important to me to be part of that. I think that I will be able to lead well the changes that we need to make with the organization into the future. I've continued my education so that I could be a good leader for that. I just recently got my master's degree in organizational leadership with Gonzaga. And so, it's the part that's most important to me of why I'm running for sheriff is that I want those changes to be made respectfully, with that respect given to the community as well as the organization. So um, those changes need to be made and they should be made with grace. And I believe I can bring that. So,
Fantastic. So I guess you kind of said it, but what is your favorite thing about Kootenai County?
man, everything. I ride horses. We have horses here on our ranch. And so, any place that we can ride around here, there are just so many beautiful places to go. And there's, I mean, just whether it's in the national forest or some of the state trails around here, they're just great places to be able to go see wildlife, and just the things that you can view from the back of a horse are incredible. I also like taking my dog for walks, and so we like to go visit all of the different parks. And I have a new pup that he's just a little over a year now, so it's been really fun to take him to dog parks. I've never experienced those before with my other dogs, and his role in life is to become a hospice therapy dog. I'm a hospice volunteer, so I want to take him into that as well. And so our mindset with what we're doing with him is so different, because before we didn't want our dogs to approach strangers or that kind of thing. Or, now here I am, well, not in the COVID situation, but here I am, offering him up to people to pet and love on, and letting him go in a park. And it's been really fun. It's been an eye-opening thing for me too.
Yeah, and I do, and I have to commend you. Your videos are great. I've looked on social media and your videos, your campaign videos. You really do show the North Idaho and your horses and your animals, and so that's really neat to see that.
Thanks.
So, what is your favorite restaurant in Kootenai County?
My old favorite doesn't exist anymore, so I have to jump to the standard restaurant for my husband and I is Sargent's. We love steakhouses, and Sargent's is just a fantastic place. It's over in Hayden.
Yeah.
They have great prime ribs on the weekend, and it's just a good place to go and relax. And I love their salad bar. They have some really different things in the salad bar. yeah, that most other restaurants with salad bars don't offer. So that's my favorite spot to go.
This is helping me. I always love salad bars, but I'm like, we don't have any good salad bars around here.
Oh, they have a great one.
To know.
Yeah.
So you did talk about your hobbies. Is there anything else that you like to do in your spare time when you aren't in volunteering and your job is, you talked a little bit about what you're doing right now, but what do you do in your spare time?
Yeah, well, the horses, of course. We raise cows too, and I have chickens and a burro. So there are a lot of animals to look after here, which is always fun. I have a 10-year-old granddaughter who I love to spend as much time with as I can. And I garden. And, this past weekend, she and I were out in the garden together planting some seeds, and she picks her little things that she wants to do. And so she's got a little corner that she takes care of. And
Oh,
yeah,
that's awesome.
staying around the place.
Yeah. So how's quarantine affected you and your job and what you're doing?
As far as work goes,
Yeah.
you know, it it seems like it kind of slowed some things down, and in a lot of ways, it's allowed at least me to be able to catch up on some things that were lower on the priority list because we don't have as much happening that's kind of bogging us down.
Yeah.
I feel like it's kind of picking back up as we move into phase 1, and so it's been nice to have a little bit of that extra time, to be able to do some catch up and clean up. As far as the campaign goes, it's been interesting
Yeah.
because it's just shut so many things, opportunities down with fundraising forums that we were going to do. Um, so that those types of activities are limited. So really, from the campaign part, those were my first interactions with any Zoom meetings, and this is, here we are doing this. I'm set up nearly to do those at work now. They don't have cameras, of course, with the COVID thing. The little cameras that go on our computers are, you can't get them. So we're waiting for those to come in so that we can start taking advantage of, the opportunity to have Zoom meetings. I think that it's going to kind of catapult us into what this life looks like for us, even when this COVID situation is done.
Oh, I know. I say that to everybody. Everyone's got to be ready to adapt because things will change. It won't be back to normal.
It won't.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I mean, we're so lucky that we have technology and we have this opportunity to have these conversations, recording or have a big Zoom meeting. And like you said, it is very important during the campaign is connection and community and, being people. Um,
Yeah.
so let's just say that everything's lifted, life goes back to normal. What's the first thing that you want to do?
It's kind of funny because most of the things that we do don't require us to have to really change too much of how we live our lives here. So um, I imagine that some of the things that I will enjoy will be just being able to walk into Home Depot through the front door without a line, get my shopping done, and go to the cashier. And right now, those types of experiences they're interesting. But I do look forward to not having to wait in a line for a certain number of people to leave the store so I can go in.
Yeah, it's
And
so
I'd like to be able to just, yeah, buy toilet paper when when you need it.
I had to get some from eBay. So, oh yeah, we've been creative. Um,
Yeah.
so I guess I kind of went through most of the questions, but I'm going to give you some time just to kind of closing remarks, like something. One other question was, what's one thing that everybody needs to know about you?
Yeah, that question, that's the one I've probably given the most thought to because it's like, what one thing? What is it the one thing that I really want people to know? And I feel like the one thing I want people to know is I talked about earlier, just how long I've been a part of the organization and the community.
Mhm.
With that comes commitment. So the one thing I want people to know is that I'm committed to this. Yeah, as I said, I've been a servant to the community for these 28 years. This isn't a retirement job for me. In fact, it's a significant cut in pay to take the sheriff's position. And so I'm doing this because it's an important thing to me. It's very important. It's part of my heart, and uh, that is the big issue for me, is the commitment that I have to the organization so that we can be better for the community. Um, that's the one thing.
No, it's perfect. I'm glad I didn't skip that one. It is really exciting to see a strong female going after a role for this too. So I commend you for, as my mom's a police officer, I know what it's like for a female to go through any kind of law enforcement that's a male-based job, a career. So no matter what you have to go through, I know it's not easy. So I commend you for that. But let's just, closing remarks, just tell us, why we should vote for you, or anything you think that we as the community, anyone out in social media land needs to know about you.
Well, I think that, when you talked earlier about the audience that you have, as far as the ages of the people who are probably looking at what you're doing, um, sometimes I feel a little bit more closely connected to that group, so there's been that kind of fog sometimes about worries that I come from. The good old boys club or something like that. Well, first, I can't. I'm not one of the good old boys, old or boy, and so I bring change, and that is what we really do need. And a woman brings change, because that's something we've never had before. We think differently, and I don't want that to be the sales pitch at all. In fact, I think that's probably the first time I've mentioned it in any type of a forum. Um, but that does bring change. My education that's current. It's not something from a master's degree from 25 years ago. It's right now. It says that I'm ready to evolve, and I have taken those steps. And I think that that's really important for people to recognize that. I'm not stagnant at all, and change is something that is really important to me and that I recognize. And so, voting for me, getting me in office, brings that commitment to the organization and to the community. It brings change to the organization that we need while our community is growing so much. And I'm a compassionate person, and definitely believe in service to the community, and that's a strong part of what my education and my background as a person. It's part of the core of who I am, is a person who is of service to others. And so that's what I bring the voters, and that's what I hope they're looking for in a sheriff for Kootenai County.
Awesome. So one last thing is reminding people how they should vote, because it is a little different this time.
Boy, is it. So you do need to request your absentee ballot. There are so many different ways to do that. You can either go down to the elections office and get a piece of paper to fill out, and it'll take you about 2 minutes to fill that out. You can go online on the Kootenai County elections site. They've got a section that says Idaho Votes. If you go to Idaho Votes, you can do your information, enter your information right online, and do your registration and everything there. You can also, from that site, print out the absentee ballot application, and then you can either mail it in, or there's a drop box at the elections office. If you'd like me to bring one to you, let me know. Email me, and make sure that you get that absentee ballot, or I can send a link out. My website is kimedmondsonforsheriff.com. You can go there and check out more information about my history and background, and definitely request your absentee ballot so that you get that. You need to do it before May 19th. I think May 19th is the deadline to request the ballot.
Yeah, so by next week, I think Wednesday next week, right?
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, I was like, wait, that's only a week away.
Yeah, it's getting close.
Okay. Well, thank you so very much.
Thank you.